huge fragment of brick here is part of the roof that would have spanned the Great Bath. And in fact, it's only about a third of the entire span of that vaulted roof. This image here shows you whereabouts it would have come from, and it shows you exactly the extent of that entire roof. The height of the preservation here of the archaeological remains is amazing. The walls around us go up to almost 2 meters in some places, and you can see it particularly well in the columns around the Great Bath. These circular columns here are much, much later in date, so ignore them when you're thinking about the Romans. These are part of this terrace construction that was built after the discovery of the baths in the 19th century. It's these big square columns here, the pillars, that would have held up that huge vaulted roof and covered the Great Bath. This is an original lead pipe that's still in situ in the floor. It's yet another example of the fabulous engineering that the Romans used to build this entire site. The other aspect of this is the paving itself. So all of the paving that I'm walking on currently is part of the original paving when the baths were first built. The slabs are beveled at the edges, and that means that when they hold together, the water doesn't actually flow between the cracks. It means that none of it will pool, and it will be flowing back towards the bath rather than against the walls of this area. The paving was later replaced by this sort of secondary layer that you have here. And as you can see, it's not in as good a condition as the original paving. That is because this secondary paving was completely shattered when the Roman baths collapsed and fell in on itself. After the site was left unused when the Romans left, the roof came caving in, and this roof is huge, absolutely massive. The great big brick and ceramic arch spanning this entire space came crumbling down, the walls came crumbling down, and it's the impact of all of that material that has smashed this paving to pieces. It's made of exactly the same type of stone as the paving beneath us, so if you imagine it would have been in pristine condition before this huge crash and smash of all of this material when the Roman baths were abandoned.